Belabeling the point, I would say that this is a novel idea. We have embraced it as the private sector. We've taken a bold step, venture into whether boundaries, behave the way they are behaving right now. Insurance companies are in business; they don't want to touch, and so science has to get into this, make it make sense to the private sector, and balance out all these many factors to make sure that we are able actually to provide, an insurance cover that makes sense to the pastoralists, and actually it was also to recruit others who may be interested, so that we are all as a sector participating in this. Thank you very much.
I will try as much as possible to not to repeat what others have said. I'll more focus on the title of the 1978, and for reasons which were beyond the government, it was discontinued. The provision of agricultural insurance became totally private, driven by private sector, until 2005 or 2005-9, when evidence showed that agriculture insurance will not be able to scale up without government or public sector involvement. And in 2011, and by that time I was working with the GIZ, government of Kenya started showing interest on how smallholder farmers can be supported through agricultural insurance. And at that period, GIZ undertook a study, and they clearly indicated that without involvement of private or public sector, then agricultural insurance would not scale up and the market would not develop. And Baka has talked about at that time government formed a task force, which the government really wanted to understand whether it's justifiable to get involved in agricultural insurance, and if it was to get involved, how? So the outcome of that task force was a study which clearly indicated that without support, without government involvement, then agriculture will not scale up. And the government was not just looking at the scalability of agricultural insurance, it was also looking at the expenditure which goes to bail smallholder farmers in case of the major shocks. And it was very clear that the government incurred huge costs, huge, and sometimes even direct funds which were meant for development to recovery and the support of the affected farmers. So with that strong justification, it was convincing enough for the government to start seriously thinking on getting involved. But the key question was, how does the government get involved?